Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE 2k16 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz, and we're kicking off tonight's show with the WWE Champion Finn Balor, who has a message for Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler after their victory over the Balor Club at Hell in a Cell. If you haven't already, make sure you do go ahead and check out Hell in a Cell. It is available to see on the YouTube channel BrendenPlayz. Go ahead and check out the full show. The highlights video is also available. If you can't watch the full show, you can get the snippets right there. So last night, Finn Balor had a good night to remember, I would say. I mean, he had a memorable victory over Batista, probably for the wrong reasons. Batista hitting the Batista bomb on Chris Jericho, and Finn Balor swooped in to steal the win. As far as we know, Batista is absolutely livid, and the rumor is that Batista actually destroyed his locker room after the match. And he is on a rampage, and Finn Balor might have to watch his back here tonight. Finn Balor will have to be happy that he kept the championship in his possession, but now the focus is dealing with Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. As far as we know, they are both gunning for the championship, and they both want to finish off the club. So can the Balor Club survive? Finn Balor, the leader, of course. Well, he has a message to everyone out there here tonight, especially Dolph Ziggler and Seth Rollins. Apparently, a huge announcement to make. So we're about to find out what exactly his announcement is. Balor just managing to escape with the championship. He can't afford that same type of result in the future. He needs a definitive win, and Finn Balor will be disappointed he didn't get that last night, but he'll be happy he still has the championship. But let's go check in with the champion. Let's go see what exactly he has to say regarding Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. Last night at Hell in a Cell, I understand that the Balor Club lost, but that doesn't change the fact that I'm still your WWE Champion. That doesn't change the fact that I am still the man around here. And because I am the man, I get to call the shots on Raw. I spoke to my boys this morning, and they're not happy that they lost last night. They want their revenge, and they want their revenge as soon as possible. So this is what I propose to Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler. I understand that you both want my title, and I get that, I understand that, and I respect that. Because I'm such a great draw, because I'm such a great champion, Monday Night Raw had the better ratings last month, so we have earned the right for the traditional Survivor Series Tag Team Elimination match. And since I call the shots around here, I demand that we have this match. The Balor Club versus Seth Rollins and Dolph Ziggler, and whoever you can find that is willing to help you out. A 3-on-3 elimination tag team match. And get this, if the Balor Club loses, whoever pins me, I will give them a one-on-one championship match. No excuses, no club, nothing. Me versus the person who pins me one-on-one in a fair championship match. So, you better start finding your partner, because you've got 1 week. Next week, I want to know who your partner is, and I want to face them one-on-one, just so I know who I'm dealing with. But I even doubt that you can find anyone who is dumb enough to take us on. Good luck. You might have to search the world to find someone who is willing to help you out. But whoever you find, I want him next week. Huge match announcement. It will be a Survivor Series tag team match, 3-on-3. The Balor Club versus Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and a mystery opponent. We'll find out who that opponent will be next week on our special Universe Mode Episode 300 edition. Next week, we'll be celebrating the 300th episode of Universe Mode, starting on Raw. It'll be taking place all throughout the week with Raw, SmackDown, and of course, NXT TakeOver next week. Currently, 4 weeks away from Survivor Series, and this week, we have a big matchup as well. This week, we are on the lookout for Nakamura's next US Championship contender. We're going to have Cesaro versus Sami Zayn this week, and they'll take on the winner of another match later on here tonight. And the winner of each match will take each other on next week to determine the next contender for Nakamura at Survivor Series. Golden Truth looking to bounce back after their Hell in a Cell loss. They'll be taking on the Los Matadors. Naomi's in action as well, taking on Summer Rae. Also have Chris Jericho in action after his loss at Hell in a Cell. He'll be taking on Titus O'Neil. In our other US Championship matchup, or contendership matchup, Tyson Kidd takes on Dean Ambrose one-on-one. The winner will take on the winner between Cesaro and Sami Zayn in our main event. Well, Batista, he's livid. He got fined for trashing the locker room. He'll be taking on Luke Gallows in our main event here tonight. Can Batista bounce back? He's not happy at all. Will the frustrations get the better of him? We'll find out. So the Golden Truth get a victory over the Los Matadors. Naomi versus Summer Rae. It is Naomi getting the victory here tonight. Jericho versus Titus O'Neil. Chris Jericho picks up the win. A much needed win for Chris. In our main event, it is going to be Luke Gallows getting the win over Batista. So Batista's frustrations have gotten the better of him. He needs to calm down. He is not one happy man. I'm sure he'll be after Balor very, very soon. But let's go check out the first of our contendership matchups. Time for our next matchup, ladies and gentlemen. It'll be Cesaro versus Sami Zayn here tonight. With a big opportunity for one of these two men, because they'll take on the winner between Dean Ambrose and Tyson Kidd later on to determine our #1 contender for the US Championship. And the reason why that is because Nakamura managed to knock off Rusev at Hell in a Cell. And I tell you what, it was a close matchup. Nakamura having hit the Kinshasa not once but twice, because Lana grabbed the leg of the referee, pulled him out of the ring. Nakamura good enough to hit it again and pick up the win. A much needed win for Nakamura. I think there was a little bit of controversy. Is he deserving to be champion? Is he not? I think we've kind of put that to rest now. I think we know that he is the real deal. Well, here's Cesaro. He's certainly the real deal as well. And Cesaro, for some reason, just hasn't taken that next leap. And what will he need to do to get that next step? I don't know. I mean, Sami Zayn, he's in the same kind of frame of mind. He's been very good, Sami Zayn, as has Cesaro. But for some reason, just hasn't been able to go that one step further. We'll have the chance here tonight to take at least one extra step further, becoming the next #1 contender for the US Championship. Zayn versus Cesaro tonight. Tyson Kidd versus Dean Ambrose later on. A couple of big matchups here tonight on Raw. As we just learned, there'll be a big matchup at Survivor Series as well. So tonight we're going to test the waters a little bit, see who is deserving to take on Nakamura. We'll get a good look at 4 of our top competitors. Cesaro would have liked to probably been in amongst that World Championship scene, as is Dean Ambrose later on tonight. He would have liked to be in there as well, but unfortunately for both men, just chock-a-block full at the moment. You've got the likes of Rollins and Ziggler, and Batista and Jericho, so there's a lot of contenders for that championship right now, and someone like Cesaro and Ambrose, Sami Zayn, can't quite break through, and Tyson Kidd, on the other hand, we'll see him later on tonight. He's just looking to kind of establish himself as a singles competitor. Cesaro's taken a bit of a new lease of life as of late, not exactly that favourable, I have to say. He had his run-ins with Finn Balor, of course, at SummerSlam, where Finn Balor and Cesaro, they squared off for the Money in the Bank briefcase. If Cesaro had won that match, perhaps it could have been him right now as the champion. That has to be really weighing on the mind of Cesaro. He'll have to be very frustrated, and that's why he kind of exploded as of late. He's just kind of had so much built-up frustration and anger because of his performances. He wants to try and use that newfound aggression in the ring and try and use it to his advantage. And he has a chance here tonight against Sami Zayn to do so. And Sami Zayn, on the other hand, well, a lot of you guys have been hearing what you guys have been saying about Sami Zayn, and many of you believe Sami Zayn deserves a shot, deserves an opportunity to prove himself, and tonight is his chance. But Cesaro is such a tough competitor. It's going to be a really tough match for Sami Zayn, but if he can get through it, he'll be one step closer to getting himself a championship shot at Nakamura. Of course, Nakamura and Zayn, they met not too long ago, and it was Nakamura picking up the win on that occasion. Sami Zayn would love a bit of revenge and love to get that win back. Zayn takes Cesaro off his feet, an early pinfall attempt. Zayn trying to put Cesaro away, the cover, but he'll kick out at 1. If you haven't already, make sure you do go check out our video that we did on the ratings, the new ratings change on Raw and Smackdown. Basically, I'll give you a quick little run through so you're up to speed if you haven't checked it out already. Basically, Monday Night Raw, because they had the better ratings over the last 6 months, they've been rewarded with an opportunity to have the next NXT superstar come to Raw, as well as that the traditional Survivor Series Tag Team Elimination match. So Monday Night Raw is certainly reaping the benefits right now. We don't know who the general manager is, but whoever's calling the shots is doing pretty well at the moment. Finn Balor obviously taking the credit a little earlier on as well. But you have to say the likes of Cesaro, Sami Zayn, Nakamura putting in tremendous matches week in, week out is also helping the cause as well. Zayn now from behind after the nice counter from Cesaro, who counter back. So obviously a new NXT superstar could be entering the frame, and that will even put more pressure on the likes of Sami Zayn and Cesaro, Tyson Kidd, and even Dean Ambrose, a former champion, world champion, because that'll bring someone else into the fold, and that will make things even more tough to try and break through here on Raw. So much tremendous talent here on Raw. It's already hard enough to try and, break through this US Championship scene and beyond. So it's going to be tough. But another NXT superstar will be heading Raw's way, and potentially another reward at the end of the month. The brand that has the best ratings every single month will receive different rewards every month. So a lot will be on the line, and we'll find out what that reward will be next week during the 300th episode week of Universe Mode. So basically next week we're going to have a special Raw Smackdown episodes. The 300th episode will actually fall on Raw if my math is correct. The 300th episode will actually happen on Raw, but we'll also celebrate the 300th episode on SmackDown as well. So 2 big episodes of Raw and SmackDown next week. Oh, kick out there by Cesaro. So obviously we know Finn Balor will take on whoever is the third man of the Survivor Series tag team match. Also, it'll be the winner of this match versus the winner of Tyson Kidd and Dean Ambrose next week as well. So we'll crown our next #1 contender as well. Zayn with a big splash off the top. Chance to win this matchup right now. Hold that thought. And a shot to the back there of Cesaro. And SmackDown will have some big matches in store for you as well. So look out for that. Should be exciting times indeed. Sami Zayn, Blue Thunder Bomb. Here's a chance now for Zayn to win it and go on to the next match. Can't quite do it. So as well as the 2 big episodes of Raw and SmackDown, we also will not be doing an NXT episode because NXT next week will just be the TakeOver event, NXT TakeOver 2. So there won't be a normal NXT and a TakeOver, it'll just be TakeOver. So keep an eye out for that. That'll be happening next week as well. So a huge week of Universe Mode. And Sami Zayn is looking for a huge move right now. Look out, Cesaro. Here comes Sami Zayn. Over the top rope. No! Cesaro able to avoid and evade. Attempted dropkick by Cesaro. I don't think that was the right move to go with Cesaro. But Cesaro able to avoid Sami Zayn over the top. And now has a chance to capitalize after Sami Zayn's mistake. So a big match in store for us next week, and one of these 2 men could be a part of it. The winner will take on Nakamura. Cesaro, swinging Zayn into the ringside barricade. That is gonna hurt. Sami Zayn in some trouble. Zayn back to his feet and decides to return the favor to Cesaro, forcing him into the ringside barricade. Cesaro's gonna get back in the ring. Zayn will follow. Zayn now against the ropes. Look out, the referee's in the way. Almost gets bundled over there by Sami Zayn. Zayn takes down Cesaro, turns him around. Look out, Sami Zayn starting to get a bit of a roll on, is he? Here comes the tempered suplex. He'll get it turned into a brainbuster. What about that from Sami Zayn? That could be it right there for Cesaro. Zayn wasting some time, deciding not to try and put Cesaro away, deciding to keep the pressure on. Probably a good decision after wasting all that time. Probably wasn't going to get the 3 count. Instead decides to continue to work down Cesaro and try and put him away here. Cesaro back to his feet now thanks to Zayn. Snapmare takedown by Zayn. And a side headlock applied now. So can Sami Zayn put Cesaro away here? He's looked pretty good in patches. He's made a few critical errors. And that's where Cesaro will be able to capitalize. But can Cesaro capitalize and turn it into a victory? Couple of shots there to Zayn in the midsection. Snapmare of his own. Zayn looks a little bit dazed after that. But an elbow strike there to Cesaro, trying to get back to his feet now. Zayn coming after Cesaro. Into the corner. Zayn just struggling a little bit, not moving that fluently. Just a little wobbly, a little slow. Now looking to try and take Cesaro off the top of the rope, is he? No, Cesaro countering. Now Cesaro off the top. Look out! Double axe handle right there to Sami Zayn. Down he goes. Cesaro didn't really try for anything too fancy, too flashy there. going simple, but it was effective. Now Zayn in the corner. A strike there by Zayn as well after the counter. So every time Cesaro is just about to get himself going, Sami Zayn's able to shut it down. But for how much longer though? Cesaro, look out, here comes Cesaro, flips through, shoulders it down, jackknife cover, this could be it right now, Cesaro, no, didn't quite get him, that was close, I thought he had him. I thought Cesaro was about to pick up the win and go on to next week, but Sami Zayn still able to kick out, just barely. Now Cesaro has Zayn up on his shoulders, look out, slams him down. Now Cesaro has Zayn right where he wants him. And he's not done yet. Cesaro lining up Sami Zayn. And here it comes. The neutralizer. Up and down he goes. And that will be it. Cesaro will go on to next week's Raw for a chance at the US Championship. A massive win for the Swiss Superman. Well, Zayn put up a hell of a fight, but once again falls short. Cesaro able to pick up the win. And now Cesaro will really be able to make a big impact next week. He'll have a huge chance to once again take on Shinsuke Nakamura for the US Championship. Another opportunity to get a title shot. This time, can he actually convert it into a championship victory? Only time will tell. Nakamura versus Cesaro could happen. But Cesaro will have to get through his opponent next week, either his tag team partner Tyson Kidd or Dean Ambrose. Zayn with a blue thunder bomb. I thought that was going to be it. I swear, if he had connected with the move over the top, flying over the top of the rope, if he had connected there, I think this match would have turned into a different direction. But instead, Cesaro able to get himself back into this match and hit the neutralizer to pick up the win. A massive win for Cesaro. Needed this win to get himself some confidence and momentum. Now next week, we'll see if Cesaro is truly the real deal or not. Well, a bit of an opportunity here tonight for Tyson Kidd, a bit of an undervalued, underutilized superstar here on Raw, but he truly gets his chance to break through as a singles competitor here tonight. Tyson Kidd has had plenty of success throughout his career in Universe Mode. Of course, a former tag team champion. He's done very, very well for himself, but not really as a singles competitor. This is his chance here tonight, but let's be honest, he's coming up against a former world champion, Dean Ambrose. The odds are stacked against him. It'll take a monumental effort to get the win here tonight. But if Tyson Kidd, and if he can put off his best performance possible, his best is good enough. So we'll see what he can do here tonight. Is he good enough to beat Dean Ambrose? We'll find out. Speaking of Dean, here he comes. Dean Ambrose, bit of a victim of a number of high-level competitors here on Raw. He's unfortunately had to kind of wait his turn a little bit. Former WWE champion, fallen out of title contention after losing the championship at Money in the Bank. And now he has to kind of work his way back up the ladder. And he decided, well, what better way to do that than coming after the United States Championship? He did it before the Intercontinental Championship back in his SmackDown days. He used that championship to elevate himself back to the top of the card. Perhaps he's trying to employ some of the similar strategies, some of the old tactics to get himself back going again. And here against Tyson Kidd tonight, a victory here we'll see Ambrose versus Cesaro. Tyson Kidd wins. He'll take on his tag team partners. Yes, still tag team partner. On a bit of a hiatus at the moment, but they're still friends, still allies, they're still tag team partners. They've tagged up a little bit recently, but bit of a part-time tag team right now as they both pursue singles glory. Let's hope they don't end up like Batista and Chris Jericho, though, but they certainly could next week if they do face off. If Cesaro has to face Tyson Kidd, it could get ugly, but so Ambrose, though, former WWE champion, as we know, Royal Rumble winner, and Intercontinental Champion. So Ambrose has had plenty of success in Universe Mode, looking just to kind of rebound after a bit of a lean spell as of late. A win here against Tyson Kidd, we'll see him against Cesaro, and a win over Cesaro, we'll see him against Nakamura. What a match that will be. Nakamura, one of the newcomers here to Raw, and Ambrose yet to really have too much of an interaction with Nakamura, so we'll see if Ambrose is up to the challenge, if he can get to him. But Tyson Kidd will be tough to beat here tonight, as we know. Tyson Kidd has all the technical ability in the world And Tyson Kidd, a nice suplex there to Ambrose, taking him down. So Ambrose will have to be a little bit frustrated. I mean, Ambrose could potentially be the third man at Survivor Series. As we know, he's teamed up with Ziggler and Rollins just once in the past, and he decided not to do that again. And they decided to go his separate ways. But Ambrose probably has a bit of an issue with Rollins. You know, they had a bit of a rivalry there. Ambrose, not the biggest fan of Seth Rollins, despite Rollins kind of taking on a bit of a new lease of life. Ambrose still not a big fan, so the chances of Ambrose considering teaming up there if he doesn't get the US title opportunity is probably pretty slim. But a lot of history there, and I'm sure Ambrose would love the opportunity to be in amongst the top tier names. And potentially, if Ambrose can pin Finn Balor at Survivor Series, it'll mean he'll get a WWE Championship match in the future. So that's a big, big prize on the line for Ambrose. So, and for anyone, for that matter, who is considering joining up with Rollins and Ziggler. It's not just applied to Rollins and Ziggler, it's anyone on that team. So the third man, if they pin Finn Balor, well, he'll give him a title shot. But you're going to have to outlast Gallows and Anderson, then get your hands on Finn Balor, and potentially fight amongst each other with your teammates over who gets to pin Finn Balor. And obviously, I think that's a bit of a ploy from Finn Balor, let's be honest. He wants to use that little trick up his sleeve to make sure there is a bit of dissension and really test the friendships of Seth Rollins, Dolph Ziggler, and the third man. And I think Finn Balor has pulled a bit of a fast one there on Seth Rollins and Dolph, and I think that'll be very interesting to see what happens there. But right now, this #1 contenders match, I guess you want to call it, for the US Championship. A chance to face Cesaro next week. At the moment, Ambrose trying to put Tyson Kidd away. I know he'll do so thus far, but so far so good for Ambrose. Tyson Kidd just needs to get himself going a little bit here. Ambrose now. Looking to the top of the rope. Might be looking for an elbow drop off the top. He's connected plenty of times in the past with plenty of success. Tyson Kidd rolling out of the way. Didn't go for the elbow regardless. Tyson Kidd able to get out of harm's way, but Ambrose hits back with a knee. Ambrose, WrestleMania main eventer. Won the main event of WrestleMania. Won the WWE Championship. So much success for Dean Ambrose, but the last few months, not much to really say. And Ambrose will know that, and he knows he needs to bounce back from that. And he'll be looking to do that here tonight. This is the beginning of a new start for Ambrose if it can beat Tyson Kidd. At the moment, a submission hold on Tyson Kidd. His hands wrapped around the chin of Tyson Kidd, pulling the head of Kidd back, but Ambrose happy to let it go by bouncing Tyson Kidd's head right into the mat. And a DDT to follow it up as well. Ambrose looking pretty good at the moment. Tyson Kidd just hasn't been able to get out of the gates just yet. This could be the start for Tyson Kidd. And Tyson Kidd, you know, he actually defeated Nakamura a few weeks ago, so he actually has a pinfall win over the champion. Ambrose with a shot in the corner, so Kidd will have a lot of confidence because of that victory, and I think that's a big reason why he's in this matchup here tonight, has this chance because of that pinfall win. So he's really got an opportunity here tonight to stake his claim for that US Championship match. If he can actually get himself to the title match, since he's beaten Nakamura before, Tyson Kidd, he'll be very, very confident that he can do it again, and that might mean that Nakamura will be a little bit nervous, and perhaps we could have ourselves a new US champion. But Tyson Kidd has a huge hurdle first. He's got to get through Ambrose, then Cesaro. Can he do that? That's going to be the challenge for Tyson Kidd here tonight. It's all well and good he's beaten Nakamura in the past, but he's got to get through Ambrose and Cesaro first. First with Ambrose, Kidd off the top! What about that from Tyson Kidd? The moonsault off the top, and it connected right on the chest of Ambrose. I didn't think he was going to get all of it, but he proved me wrong. Tyson Kidd now. He's on fire. Here we go. This is his chance. He's been cut open though. How will that affect him? We'll find out. A Russian leg sweep there by Ambrose. But a big chance here for Tyson Kidd. An impressive moonsault. He can come back from this. He might be able to just sneak away with a victory. A rake in the back there by Ambrose, who has a hold of Kidd. Snap suplex incoming. There it is. And Ambrose. Lining up Tyson Kidd. Well, this flurry of offense could be short-lived. No, Kidd countering. Big counter there by Tyson. Ambrose now against the ropes. Tyson Kidd. Well, what about that? Launching Ambrose over the top. Now, hooks that leg. This could be it right here for Tyson Kidd. Pick up the win. No, Ambrose kicks out. But Ambrose He's been tested here by Tyson Kidd. An impressive last couple minutes here for Tyson. Really showing us what he's made of. Kidd now grabs a hold of Ambrose's leg, swings him around. That could be it. That neck breaker by Tyson Kidd. The cover. Has he wasted too much time? Ambrose kicks out, gets that shoulder up. Tyson Kidd in disbelief. But he better start believing because Ambrose is kicked out. Tyson Kidd has to capitalize. He's got the former world champion on the rocks here. Kidd now, the knees. And the strike to the chest of Ambrose. Down he goes. Tyson Kidd looking for high risk perhaps. Kidd, no, decides. I thought he was going to spring off the top of the rope there. Decided against it. Coming after Ambrose with some strikes. Missing most of them. Leg sweep here will take Ambrose off his feet. A chance now for Tyson Kidd. Tries to put Ambrose away. Hooks that leg. Perhaps has him right here. Does he? Ambrose kicks out. And Tyson Kidd had Ambrose in some real deep trouble. But doesn't seem as though he's been able to capitalize on it. This is a chance now for Ambrose. No, Tyson Kidd won't let him do it again. Sweeping Ambrose off his feet. What can Tyson Kidd do now? Ambrose. Headbutts. Tyson Kidd. And now swinging neckbreaker. Dean Ambrose a chance now to finally get himself back going again. It's been all Tyson Kidd the last few minutes. Ambrose needs to capitalize. Uh-oh. Tyson Kidd, look out. Ambrose bouncing off the ropes. Clothesline. Takes down Tyson Kidd. The cover now. Ambrose may have Kidd. Oh, wait a sec. The referee counted the 3. But I think Tyson Kidd got the shoulder up. The referee's at least saying he did. Bit of controversy there. Not sure what's going on. But doesn't matter anyways. Ambrose, dirty deeds. And the cover. Ambrose defeats Tyson Kidd here tonight. Big victory for Dean Ambrose. Tyson Kidd, a hell of a fight. But at the end of the night, Ambrose picks up the win with the dirty deeds. I thought for a moment with the clothesline he got the 3 count. But actually the referee decided it was only 2. His hand slapped the mat. That's how late Tyson Kidd kicked out of that clothesline. But at the end of the night, it wouldn't matter anyways because Dean Ambrose back to his feet, hits the dirty deeds, puts this one away. Tyson Kidd won't have a date with his tag partner next week. Instead it'll be Ambrose versus Cesaro next week on our special edition, episode 300 of Universe Mode on Monday Night Raw. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a big one. We're going to celebrate 300 episodes of Universe Mode on Raw, SmackDown, and NXT. A big week of Universe Mode. Do not miss it, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be a lot of fun. And Ambrose versus Cesaro next week. #1 contenders match for that US Championship. There it was, the clothesline. And I just thought with the cover here, we're going to get a replay perhaps. And here it was. 2, and the referee slapped 3. Geez, I don't know about that. I think it was 3, but it wouldn't matter anyways. Dean Ambrose, instead of complaining, instead of kind of getting frustrated that he didn't get the 3 count, decided to get up, hit the dirty deed straight away, and that's the sign of a champion right there. Didn't make the error, didn't fool around. He decided to put Tyson Kidd away as soon as he possibly could, and he did that, and he did it well enough to pick up the win here tonight. Dean Ambrose has a date next week with Cesaro on Monday Night Raw. A huge victory. Ambrose back in action. Ambrose back in the winner's book. And is this the start of a bit of redemption for Dean Ambrose? He has a huge chance to bounce back after this win tonight. And uh-oh, speaking of Cesaro, here he comes. Ambrose sees him though. Ambrose gets the first strike in on Cesaro. But here comes the Swiss Superman fighting back here on Ambrose with these big right hands. Ambrose countering back with one of his own. Now Ambrose has Cesaro! Dirty deeds! Dirty deeds to Cesaro! And shuts down the blindside attack. Ambrose has the last laugh here tonight. Cesaro wanted to send a quick message before next week's Raw. And he's unsuccessful because Dean Ambrose gets the win and gets the 1-up on Cesaro. What a night for Dean Ambrose, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you again for joining us for an episode of Universe Mode. Make sure if you haven't already to check out Hell in a Cell. And this is what in store for you next week. NXT TakeOver #2. Do not miss it. Do not miss our big celebration of Raw, and of course, do not miss the next couple episodes of Universe Mode. They will be big. Please remember to leave a like on this video. Do not leave without leaving a like right now. I want to see you like that button, and of course, leave some comments regarding tonight's episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you all next episode.